All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another main stage live aroma sharing event. Today we have with us John McGarry from iTovi. John has spent the last 22 years in network marketing industry on both the corporate and the field sides of the business. He has built a successful home-based essential oils business and used an iTovi to reach the rank of diamond in 90 days. His passion for life and adventure drives him to be the best he can be. So with that, I am Sabrina. I will be your moderator for today. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. And John, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sabrina. I'm so excited to be able to join my Young Living family and be able to share some thoughts and some direction around iTovi. If you've seen any of the previous videos, you may have heard it mentioned that I did work at Young Living for a little over 4 years. And it was a great experience. I fell in love with essential oils. I still continue to use essential oils on a daily basis. So I know the power of essential oils. I use them. My family uses them. And I truly understand how powerful those are. You know, it's been fun doing this event and doing a lot of these meetings and these lives and everything, because it's got me reminiscing back to some of my Young Living days. And I was thinking back to one of the funnest trips that I ever did with Young Living. It was just a handful of individuals on the corporate side, and we flew down and we met with Gary. And Gary it was early on, the farm was just being built. There wasn't any real buildings or infrastructure yet. And one of the things that Gary really wanted to do is he wanted to find some new essential oils. And so we had such a fun trip. We brought our backpacks, we brought our boots, we brought all of this camping equipment because we were going to literally head out into the Ecuadorian jungle and find some new plants to be able to distill to get the essential oils. So we get in the car and we drive literally, like, I want to say 10 hours, 9 to 10 hour drive. We find a camp spot and we start talking to some of the locals. Now, we had kind of had some leads of a general area to go, and we found some locals and they were going to take us up to this area that we wanted to get to. So after a 10-hour drive, we then spend the night. We get in these boats the next morning and we travel for 60 miles up this river. Start hitting a lot of these indigenous tribes and these little villages along the river, the waterway, and we would stop in and we would talk to them and get to know their healer or their medicine man. And we would talk to them about, are there plants around here that you use for certain medicines, and can you show us those? And so they would take us around kind of just in the jungle locally and show us some of these things. And then they would say, and we'd say, well, is there a bigger medicine man or a bigger, healer up the river, or, where can we find him? And they kept directing us to this one village. So we get to this village and we meet with this individual. He's the kind of the leader healer of this area. And he said, I use all of these plants. Here's some that you need to go and find. And we talked to him about what we were going to be doing, distilling them, taking essential oils. We would actually give them some. I remember giving all of these little indigenous individuals, peppermint, and have them put it on their fingers and lick it. And just to see their eyes open up, and just they'd never had any of flavor or taste anything like that. So we traveled out into the jungle, and we went on this major expedition and we brought back some of those plants. And the cool thing is, some of those are the essential oils that you guys have access to today. One of them is called Palo Santo, is one of the oils that we discovered on that trip. And the other one was a product called Dorado Azul. And those were two different essential oils that we actually found on that trip in Ecuador, literally just out in the jungle, just finding individuals that knew about the healing properties of plants and then harnessing those and using those. So pretty fun story. I had a ton of fun thinking back on it and all of the craziness that ensued, as you can imagine, over a week-long trip out to the jungles, the Amazon jungle of Ecuador, and finding new plants. And that's really the kind of individual that Gary was. And, I luckily had an awesome opportunity to become very, very good friends with the Youngs, and I still consider them to be amazing, amazing people. And, Gary I know his passion and his dreams still live on a little bit in me because I learned a lot from him, and he's a very, very close friend. So let's talk a little bit about iTovi now. Let's talk about iTovi. Let's talk about what it is. Let's talk about kind of how to unlock the power of it to really help take either your personal life with your health and wellness to the next level, or more importantly, I'm going to kind of focus on the business building aspects of iTovi. So iTovi, it's a handheld scanner. You scan yourself, use a tablet or a tablet or a phone, either iOS or Android. It uses Bluetooth technology to talk back and forth to each other. It runs a scan on your body, and what we've done is we've actually taken all of the Young Living products, we've taken their frequencies, that's even the supplements. So it's not just the essential oils, but it's also the supplements. We've taken those frequencies, we've used our proprietary algorithm to put those into this scanner. So when you scan yourself, it takes 1 to 2 minutes, and it generates an output. Now, while that scan is taking place, we use a technology called galvanic skin response and bioimpedance. We send the frequencies of all those products, the Dorado Azul, the lemon, the juniper, every single Young Living product, we send those frequencies to your body during that scan and then measure your body's response. And so and then what it's going to do is it's going to generate an output, and it's going to tell you the 3, 5, 7, or 10 products that your body would have the best response to. Here's what's awesome about that. I built a home-based essential oil business, and I'll tell you, over and over and over again, people would get overwhelmed with all of the products. And sometimes they didn't even join my business because they didn't know where to even start, where to begin. That's what's so wonderful about iTovi is you scan a brand new person, it's going to generate a report, and they have 3, 5, 7, or 10 products that they could then start doing some research on. They could start looking at some of the benefits, maybe some of the usage, maybe whether it's topically or you diffuse it or take it internally. You can start learning a little bit and educating them a little bit on just specific oils that their body would have a positive response to. So it simplifies the process of talking to neighbors, talking to friends, talking to coworkers. It makes it really easy because now you're pulling them to Young Living as opposed to going to them and saying, hey, I've got this amazing, oil. It worked for me. I want you to start using this every day, which is okay. But how much more powerful would it be if they're coming to you saying, hey, I scanned for, frankincense and lemon and lavender, and I want to purchase those. And so now it makes it much more of a pull process than you feeling like you're pushing those products onto somebody else as they go through that system. So when you're doing this, that's one thing that I would always recommend is to let them take some time and let them review their results, and then make sure that you're sharing personal information with them about the products that they scan for. Now, I've talked about this in some of the other videos. You can go back and watch those, but I want to talk about really capitalizing on a financial level by using iTovi. So here's the important things that you need to understand. You scan someone, you help them to download the iTovi app. It's going to automatically do a push notification to them in 21 days, letting them know it's time for them to get a rescan, to rescan them again. If you've shared, then you're going to take 21 days. You're going to share information with people, send them some videos on the products that they scan for. Then you're going to rescan them again. Now, here is the important thing. You've gone through this follow-up process with them. You've rescanned them. They then generate a new report. You're going to compare the report that they had, the first report and the second report, and you're going to look for trends. You're going to look for certain products that show up. Maybe frankincense showed up twice. Maybe some of the other products showed up a couple of times. Look for some of those trends, and then also look through the wheels, the emotion and the body system wheels, looking for trends in those categories as well. Then what you're going to do is you're going to ask for the sale. You're going to invite them to purchase some product. Here is a great way to do it. This is the way that I did it in building my business and we jumped through the ranks, my wife and I. We reached the rank of diamond in a little under 90 days, but it was that 3-month period we hit the rank of diamond and maintained that. So the way that I would do it when I would ask for the sale is that I like to bundle things. And I know Young Living has a number of product bundles where they've got product packs that they've got a few different products in. I would look for one of those product packs that had some of the products that they scanned for. That way it makes it really easy when they want to place an order. You can say to them, hey, here's a great product pack. It's a discount. You're going to get a number of these products that you scanned for and some other products that could be hugely beneficial for you. And then you can go through the process of explaining what the products are in those product packs. Other people, I know other people, we've got literally thousands and thousands of Young Living distributors that are using iTovi to help build their business. And I know a lot of them will go in and just say, hey, you scanned for these top 5 products. Let's place an order for these top 5 products today and get you using those. And then we're going to scan you each month and see if there's some additional products that we can add to your orders as you continue to go. So use it, be creative in that approach, but always ask for the sale. The goal of iTovi is to help make it easier for you to talk about Young Living and Young Living's products. That's our goal. Our goal is not to talk about iTovi. We want you to move through the iTovi as quickly as possible. Don't get caught up on the science. Don't get caught up on the galvanic skin response and frequencies. And I mean, you will come across people that sometimes they'll want to know all the science, and there's plenty of it, but don't get caught up with that. We want you to focus on your Young Living business, on blessing the lives of other people by using Young Living products. So use an iTovi to help steer them in the right direction and help them to, master those products and to have those incredible product experiences. So now I want to talk about iTovi DNA. I didn't get a chance on the last webinar that I did to talk much about iTovi DNA, but I want to talk a little bit more about it and how it ties directly in, because the scanner is awesome. It gives an instantaneous result. You can then give them a sample right then and there, and they can have a personal experience so quickly. It's just instantly. But then on the retention side of things, you want people to stay with your business for a long period of time. That's the goal. It's not just to sell a couple of product, a couple of oils and then, okay, good luck. We'll, talk to you in a year. That's hopefully not your goal. Your goal is to help retain those individuals and get them to continue to use the products each and every month. iTovi DNA makes that really, really simple and easy. Because what iTovi DNA is, it's a swab. You do a swab test, you put it in an envelope, you mail it into us, into our lab. 4 to 5 weeks, we'll generate your first report. It's called a balance report. In fact, I was pulling up my balance report just to be able to share with just some personal information with you on some of the things that are included in the different reports. So in the balance report, it's all about micro and macro nutrients. So it's going to tell me things like my copper tendencies, magnesium tendencies, vitamin A, vitamin B6, vitamin B9, calcium, iron, phosphorus, vitamin B12, vitamin C, D, E, zinc. It's going to talk about how my body utilizes fat, how it utilizes carbs and proteins. But here's the important thing. It's a DNA test telling me that, hey, your DNA says that, for example, my copper tendency is below average, meaning that it indicates, my DNA indicates that I may have a low, below average copper level. It then gives me a specific Young Living product to use due to that specific result. So it encourages me to try the Master Formula, is the product that's listed here, and it explains why. It also talks about other ways to introduce copper into your diet, whether it's cooking with copper or different sources of copper, or specific supplements that you can take. So it's all based around your DNA, but then it ties it directly to the Young Living products. That's what makes it so unique. So for example, vitamin A, it says my vitamin A tendency is to be below average as well. It then recommends the Balance Complete product. So, and it explains exactly why, what's included in there. And then you click on that balance complete and it talks all about it, what's in it, why it's important, why you should be using it. So pretty powerful. The next report is called the nutrition report. That's the second report. You can then go in, that'll tell you everything from alcohol sensitivity to sugar intake, polysaturated fatty acid levels. It'll talk about bitterness sensitivity, sweet preference, caffeine metabolism, all sorts of great information about your body. And then it matches up those results to Young Living products. The next two reports, the fitness report is the third report. This talks about your intrinsic motivation to exercise. It talks about power, endurance. It talks about grip strength. It has a lot to do with exercise, so that you understand how to get the best results from your body. It talks about, your response to cardio or your response to lifting weights. And everybody's a little bit different. Some people I know, they'll want to lose a lot of weight. And so they'll go run and they'll do a ton of cardio and they still don't lose weight because their body doesn't efficiently use cardio in a weight loss or a fat burning process. So now we actually know, when we do an iTovi DNA test, we can actually know what kind of workouts and what kind of exercise we can do to maximize the benefits. So the last report is the beauty report. This has a lot to do with the skin. It has everything. It talks about facial aging, skin glycation, stretch marks, sun sensitivity. It talks about, sleep duration. It talks about cholesterol response to certain activities. Here's what's important though. Here's what's awesome is that when you purchase an iTovi DNA, and we'll talk about both of the prices of these here in just a minute. But when you purchase the iTovi DNA, it comes with the first report. You can then purchase the additional reports for just a few dollars. I think they're around $20 to $30 for each additional report. But it's a wellness system. So when you get that first report, that's basically 25% of your overview of that iTovi DNA. So make sure that you're getting all the additional reports because they all build upon each other and they all unlock more information about your body. Here's the other awesome thing though as well. I have 4 beautiful children. I have 3 daughters, ages 15, let me get this right, 15, 13, and 9 girls. And then we got our man cub and he's 8 years old. So I've got 4 little kids at home. But here's what's interesting. I can now do an iTovi DNA test for them. And they can't explain a lot to me yet in terms of like what their body's dealing with or certain things that are happening. They eat a certain food and they have a certain response to it in a weird way. Now I can understand what's going on in my kid's life because I can then have them do a DNA test and I can get these reports. Now I can have a little window into some of maybe their challenges or some of the things that would work really well for them. So it's a way to really unlock a lot more potential. And here's what's awesome. It adds a huge amount of science. It adds a huge amount of, it adds a lot of, valid information back to the Young Living products. And that's the goal, is to put the Young Living products up on a pedestal. Now using iTovi DNA, we can accurately explain through science the DNA and the traits that are happening and then match those up with specific Young Living products. So pretty powerful in terms of the system. Here's the other awesome thing. And this is why I love talking about them both together. And that's why the title of this is kind of unlocking the power of iTovi, is because your iTovi scanner is what you're going to do first. It's instantly, you're going to give them a result. They're going to have an experience. You're going to give them a sample of maybe the top product that they scanned for, if you have it, and they can have an experience right then and there. Then you're going to follow up with the DNA. The DNA is going to take about a month to get the results back. And then you're going to be able to add some additional products to potentially a monthly reoccurring order based upon the results that they are getting from their iTovi DNA. Here's the other fun thing that we just did. We just included a connection between the scanner results and the DNA. So now, if you have an iTovi DNA, you've done one of these, you've got a result, you've got the reports, and let's say that I scan myself and one of the products that show up on my iTovi DNA show up on my scan report, it's going to flag that. And it's going to say, hey, John, you scanned for this product. Maybe it was, the master formula, and you scanned for the master formula. Well, that master formula also shows up on your iTovi DNA. You click on it right in the report, and it takes you directly over to your iTovi DNA report and shows you exactly that DNA trait of where it is listed and that specific DNA trait and the benefits behind it. So now we're just creating this huge platform of success, a huge platform that makes it super, super simple to talk about Young Living because of these tools. And that way, when they start seeing the results and they start seeing these products show up, they're going to say, hey, there's 3 new products that I've never heard of. They keep showing up on my scan, or they keep showing up on my iTovi DNA. I think these are 3 new products that I need to purchase and get those into my catalog of Young Living products, because I know that my body's having a real positive response and my DNA is leading me into that direction of these products and how much, and when I should use those. So let's talk through the pricing now. There's a couple of great things that we're doing here. We've got a very, very special promotion that's going on just for this group here. So if you don't already have the scanner, you don't already have the DNA, take advantage of this promotion. So let me just explain. First, I'll start with the actual promotion code. It's AromaSharing 21 is the promotion code. AromaSharing 21 is the promotion code that you'll want to have. You'll use that. You're going to get a huge discount on everything that we've talked about today. So couple of options with the scanner. You can either purchase it outright or you can pay for it through a monthly subscription. So we'll start with the monthly subscription. We call it our, this is really creative, we call it our monthly plan. So monthly plan, you purchase the scanner costs $50, and then it costs $40 a month. That's where it starts. If you share iTovi with a few other people, that can drop all the way down to $10 a month. And then you've got it. You can scan as many people as you want, as many times as you want. You just pay that monthly fee. If you take advantage of the promotion, the AromaSharing 21, we're going to waive that first month. So it's $50 for the scanner. The $40 monthly fee gets waived that very first month, and you are off to the races, ready to go, ready to scan people and change some lives. If you want to come in on the lifetime plan, this is where you can buy it outright. Normally that costs $830. We're going to take $80 off the price. So it's going to be a one-time $750. You do it once, it's yours forever. You can scan as many people, as many times, and in many places as you want, and it's yours for forever. The other thing that we're offering is our Lifetime Plus. This is where you pay for it outright. You pay for it over 12 months. So it's a kind of a payment plan or a layaway plan. You pay for it at a small amount every month for 12 months. And then after 12 months, it's yours. If you choose that option, we're going to give you an iTovi for free. So we're going to take $50 off the price, and you'll just pay those monthly installments each month. And after the 12 months, it will be yours free and clear. So on the iTovi DNA, this is $179. It includes that first balance report that I talked about. We're going to take $20 off if you use that promotion code. And due to the lab fees and all of the expense that DNA entails, we don't ever run specials on this. So we're taking $20 off the iTovi DNA. You can use that same promotion code. And it also is going to give you a 20% off discount off all of our accessories. So whether it's shirts, or maybe here's a normal iTovi, here's a skin. So you can customize it. You can make your iTovi your own. We've got silicone sleeves. We've got some of these awesome street cases. Check these street cases out where you can put your scanner. It has all your charging devices, and has place for 16 of your sample Young Living essential oils. So you can scan for just these 16 products. You can create a group right in the app, scan for just these products, and give somebody a sample right then. It makes it so simple to be able to always have it with you and to be able to share with other people. So take advantage of the promotion, take advantage of it, use it to help build your Young Living business. Again, that's our whole goal here at iTovi, is to help Young Living individuals have success, have better health, have better wellness, and to have some more abundance, whether it's on the friendship side of things or the financial side of things. Definitely take advantage of it. And we will be here for you every single step of the way. A couple of things just to know: you can go to either itovi.com to purchase them, or AromaSharingOnline.com has got a great interface. That's where I would recommend you go, AromaSharingOnline.com. And then you can see the iTovi ads, and you can just click on those and you can go right in and see all the products and prices. So with that said, thank you guys. I'm going to turn it back to you, Sabrina. Is that my plan?
Doesn't look like we have any questions though. AromaSharing 2021 says awesome story, and they remember that video that you made. So I actually really love the carrying case now that you guys have, and to put the samples in. That's really a great idea to, if you have it on the go or you're running into people and they scan and you happen to have some of those samples in there that you can give them right away. That's an amazing tool to get people introduced and trying the essential oils.
Yep.
So that's
well, and we all know that it's important to always have the Young Living oils with us at all times. You never know when you're going to come across someone, in a coffee shop or a grocery store, and you're going to want to give them a sample. And if you don't have any, you're flat-footed. Yep. So put them in.
I tend to at the gym. Like I have it at the gym. I hear somebody in the locker room saying something. I'm like, oh, you should try this. And I've been caught many a times without having, a sample bottle or sachet or anything with me. And I go, oh man, shoot. And then, you don't know if you're going to see them the next time that you're in the gym at the same time. So it's like, well, you try and not be awkward and be like, can I have your information? But it's just so much handier to have a case like that and have your samples all ready to go.
Exactly.
So does anybody else have any questions?
Any other questions? And if you do have some additional questions, maybe if you're watching this recording later on, we do have a live chat functionality through that AromaSharing Online as well. You can see the hours there where somebody will be sitting on a Zoom just waiting to answer questions. So check that out as well on that website throughout the next few days.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much, John, for all the wonderful information. And we look forward to checking you out at your booth.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Have a great one.